It is 20 past 4. Yep, you heard me right. 20 past 4. I've been awake since about 3 o'clock. Scott snores really bad when he's had a drink, and it's fine. We have a bit of a compromise. When he's really drunk, he sleeps on the sofa, which is what he did last night. But he came up to bed around, I think it was about 10 to 3, something like that, and it woke me up. And try as I might, I just have not been able to get back to sleep. So I've given up and I've come downstairs and I'm going to have a coffee, a blanket and pillows on the sofa. So if I feel sleepy and like I could go back to sleep, I could always fall asleep on the sofa. But for some reason I'm like pitching wide awake. She says yawning, but I am very, very, very awake. So might mean I've got an early start and get ahead on the last few preparations that I've got going on today. So we shall just see. So it's about, I think it's about 8 o'clock-ish. I'm in my daughter's room. I did go back to sleep at 5:30 this morning on the sofa. Scott and I are just going to get dressed. I'm going to take the dogs for a good run as there's no kids about. But I am shattered, I'm not going to lie. I'll catch you. So we're in the car, we're driving to the next village along. We're a couple of villages up, we've just got there. And this is the noise that we had to listen to. She's stopped now because we're on screen. It should be good as gold. They'll look sweet and innocent. Look, babe, look, they've stopped completely.
Right.
You got any treats?
About.
It's like, I'm happy, look at me. Don't jump up at me. Go on, go on. Over there. Or we'll just go back for a second run. Oh, God. Yeah, oh, look at him. So we walk the dogs, can you tell? I mean, look at the hair, what's going on with the hair? They are caked. They both are going to need baths. I mean, look at what Benny's doing to my back seat. They're both going to need baths when we get back. We do have a cage actually for the back, but we haven't put it up because we've been manoeuvring about. And obviously we don't take them up the fields as often in the winter because it's so muddy. But Pixie really, really, really needed a run. So Scott's going to make me a sausage sandwich when we get in because it's about one of the only things he can cook, isn't it, babe?
Yep.
And I am going to start, I don't know, what did I say I was going to do? Start wrapping the presents, and I need to bath the dogs and feed the dogs, I suppose. But we'll work it all out. So I will take you along with me. So, just a quick update. We have bathed the dogs, both of them, dried them, brushed them, then cleaned up after it, so they shook everywhere. We have re-cleaned the kitchen, re-cleaned the living room, wrapped the last of all the presents, and sorted out presents for my cousin who is due here any minute now. She's on her way down from Sheffield, and we're going to have a nice little catch-up before she goes over and does her Christmas celebrations with her dad. So I'm just taking a quick break while Scott's gone to go and pick up my eldest and his youngest, who is joining us for the night. And then I'm pretty sure he's going to be disappearing off out again later. He's going to watch the footy with friends, which is nice because I am going to sew tonight. I will have a nice long bath as well at some point. I thought I'd come on and do my Merry Stitchmas calendar. I've just bit my tongue and it really hurts. And I mean, really, really hurts. I've bit bottom and top. Nice and cut. Merry Stitchmas, Becky Sewing Studio. And day 23, which means tomorrow I finally get to see what this is in. 24. I think it's a necklace, but should we go to today's? Oh, I think that's pins. It's pins. Oh, and it's got the little Becky Sewing Studios typical leopard print on it. But that's perfect because you can never have too many pins, and actually that's going to go straight into my sewing socials box. Oh, I've got so many things. It's just one more day to go. Just been having a conversation with Scott because he's refusing to put my presents under the tree. And he's refusing to put my presents under the tree. Sorry, I feel like I'm slurring because of my tongue. He's refusing to put the presents under the tree. Yep, that's right. Because he says, I am terrible. He says, I don't like surprises, which is right. I don't really like surprises. He said that I'm not very good at staying away from them. I have to go and have a fiddle and try and work out what they are. And he doesn't want me to do that. So he says he's going to wrap them all up individually and then put them into a box. And he says, I've also got a really big box and I'm never going to guess what it is. And he's refusing to bring them in until Christmas Day morning. And I said, that's just silly. They need to go under the tree today. So we've compromised that they'll go under the tree tomorrow night. But yeah, because I will go in and I'll fiddle and I'll see what they are and try and guess, because I'm like a big kid when it comes to my presents. I do love presents. And I know he's put a lot of thought into whatever he's bought me this year, which is quite nice because he hasn't asked me for a list like he normally does. And I believe he may have even sought out Adele's advice and communicated with her about something. I've definitely got something sewing related if he's done that. Right. I'm just debating. I'm in that kind of limbo. I know Wendy's going to be here in the next sort of half an hour or so. And I want to get the cutting mat out and I want to do some sewing, but I don't want to make a mess before she turns up. So I'm kind of like, what do I do with myself? My cousin has been and gone. It's only 5 o'clock. I know I'm sitting here in my dressing gown. My cousin's been and gone and I have just had a nice bath. I thought, right, I'm going to have a bath now and I need to get dinner on, and then I've got to somehow work out how I'm going to get over to pick them up because my other half has gone out in my car. And I know his car's playing up, but I'm going to have to use his car because they're going out for dinner tonight. And because we live in the sticks, I made the recommendation that they go to the Red Lion in Thornby, which is a few villages over, and village to village in a taxi, because they both want to have a drink, is about 30 quid each way. So it's quite a bit of money. And when I don't drink and I'm not really doing anything, it makes no sense that I don't go and pick them up. So I have offered to go and pick them up and run them over to go and have a nice meal, and then pick them up and take them back afterwards. So yeah, I thought I'd have a bath now. I have started, before Wendy turned up, I started doing cutting out the wilder gown pattern. So I got it printed from Fabuloso, if you remember me sharing that earlier this week. And I really like the tissue paper that Fabuloso comes on. I actually really like working with that tissue paper. I like the fact that you can iron it, and yeah. So I've cut that out. I decided with the measurements to go for a medium. And the reason that I've gone for a medium is because when I looked at the finished garment measurements, there's so much ease in this dress. And I know what I'm like. I don't like to be overflowing in fabric. So I'm hoping that that fits me okay, because it's obviously a size smaller than I'd normally go when I'm sizing down in Friday Pattern Company. But we'll just see. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna get dinner on, and if I've got enough time, I'm gonna finish cutting out the paper pattern and get myself set up to cut out the fabric. And hopefully I'll have a chance to get some sewing done tonight on that. I've got the ironing board already set up and in place as well. It just depends on when Scott decides he wants to come home and all of that jazz. And and if I need to go and pick my uncle and Wendy up and what time they want to get picked up. Depends on how much I'm in and out, really. So I am going to put some comfy clothes back on, but comfy clothes that I can be seen in, so to speak. So I will check in with you, hopefully when I'm doing some cutting of fabric or something sewing related. Making cottage pie for dinner. I have had to put some normal clothes on because I'm going to be running about. Thought I'd introduce you to somebody. This is my stepson Seth. Seth, would you like to come and say hello? Seth is the youngest of Scott's children, and he is a spit of his father when his father was his age, isn't he? Yeah. You know there's nobody on the other end, you're just talking to my phone really, don't you? Yeah. So Seth's with us an extra night tonight because he's going to a friend's party tonight. And then what's tomorrow?
Christmas Eve.
And he was just telling me he thinks he's getting a
iPhone
for
Christmas.
Okay, anything else that you think might be in there? We asked him if he's been good, and what was your answer?
I've been okay.
You've been okay. I think that's a good answer, actually. It's fairly honest. Right, I'm going to get dinner finished, go and run around, and then I'll catch you in a bit when hopefully I'm doing some sewing. Pop on and share what fabric I am sewing this up in. So this is a animal print with these gorgeous sort of poppies on it. It's like an orangey red animal print, and then you've got like a deeper red on there, and it's a poly crepe, and I got it from Rainbow Fabrics, but it's really good quality because I don't like crepe, and it feels lovely. Actually, it feels better than the really sort of polyester stuff, so it's quite high end. Or it feels quite high end to me anyway. It feels better than the crepe that I've usually used. That was in the latest Rainbow Fabrics drop, I think. The one that Ruan posted what she'd chosen, and that just immediately sent me over to... I resisted, and then was like, I can't get this out of my head. I've got to go buy it. So I blame Ruan for that. But I'm quite pleased that I went over and bought this. Yes, so I've cut that in a medium. I said this earlier. I know... I'm a little apprehensive about it, but looking at the pattern pieces, I think they are wide enough. I've just stuck my cottage pie in the oven. So we're about 7:15. The problem with starting a little bit later with a cottage pie is it takes a little bit longer to cook. So that's gone in the oven. I'm going to stick the veg on. I'm going to go and change all my sewing machine threads. And then I'll be all ready to go and sew when I've eaten. But yeah. Right, anyway, I was going to carry on talking, then realised I was going to waffle, and you've heard me waffle far too much through Vlogmas. In fact, I've decided, because I think that I've said waffling in every vlog. So, also, or okay, and I'm going to start a new game. If I say so, okay, or waffle, you have to take a shot. You'd be very drunk by the end of this vlog. Right, I am going to come off. I will catch you in a little while. Yesterday, I was stripping my lovely eldest's red purple hair, and we have now gone very, very bitter dark brown, haven't we? Yeah. She's been trying to do makeup today that suits her new complexion. And you've been struggling, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just look uncomfortable and posy. So, all right, have fun. I'll see you in a bit. I just thought I'd show you, just in case you were curious as to what it looked like. It's very dark. It is actually my colour, so it will fade. She's got exactly the same colour that I have. It will fade slightly and become a bit more chocolatey brown, but it's called Bitter Chocolate. And because she's been slightly lighter, she put her makeup on as normal. And it didn't feel right, so I've sent her some links, and she's been looking on Pinterest and doing an experimental with makeup most of the afternoon now. Thought I'd get a bit of sewing done already, just as I'm waiting for food. So one of the things the instructions tell you to do is to, doesn't tell you to finish this seam. This is the front bodice. It tells you to sew it together all the way down, and then it tells you to iron it flat so the seams are pressed open, and then it tells you to fold the seam under and press it again, and then it tells you to unpick up here. I don't like that look when you unpick. Sometimes it can leave a mark, so I'm not doing that. I have overlocked the seam, and because it's a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, the seam looks really pretty. Nobody's going to see it from the inside but me. I'm going to do it with, have the finished seams, the overlock seams, and then I am going to press it down, and then I will top stitch it in place, so you've still got the same look on the front to have that lovely finish, because you can still have it folded over at the top, which is why they want that there. I may even fold it and tuck it under, I don't know, but it's very similar to how I would do the Hope dress by Style Arc. But this is me not following instructions and going off piece, which I do quite a lot. But I don't think it'll be anything detrimental. I mean, Friday Pattern Company's got a great seam allowance. It's 5/8 of an inch, so I could theoretically, see, I'm going to fold this flat, and then this will carry on all the way up here, so I'll know exactly the length of the line up here. And I could, if I wanted to, I suppose, tuck it under again, so it's like that. I could do that. Really feel the need to do it, but I could do it. So I'm going to give this a press. I've still got probably about another 5-10 minutes of sewing time. I'll take you with me. Okay, got that little bit of sewing done. So that's the front bodice done, and actually I think that looks just fine. I don't even think you can see the top stitching on there anyway because of the way it is. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today, purely because I'm going to serve dinner in a minute for me and Willow and plate up Scots. And Seth's eating at the party. But I know I've just had a text message to say that they're already on pudding. They will stop and have a drink afterwards, but I think by the time I've finished eating, I'll have to go and pick them up. So I think I'll leave tonight's vlog for now, just so I can get this edited and uploaded, and I'll show you my progress if I get any more sewing done tomorrow. So have a lovely evening, guys, and I will catch you all tomorrow.